Good evening, my friends. Hope your day wasn't too stressful. But if it was, let's cheer you up with some good old local sports, shall we? Because we got a whole lot of it tonight, folks. So let's get right into it. In Lakeview Gymnasium, it was the Copper Kings of Calumet visiting the Negaunee Miners. In the first set, very competitive on both sides. A nice response right here by Calumet Miners. They're going to go ahead and get it over the net. But this hit that was set up is going to be way too much for Negaunee to handle. That was a nice one, the meaning on the day. Calumet got the point. A few points later, Miners down 3, and Emilia Palmaki, well, she took the job for herself to help close the gap between her team. That was a nice point right there. Back and forth match we got going on here in Gymnasium right here. Later, Miners with a nice shot, but Calumet, they were really good when it comes to off balance, and they got Negaunee off balance all night. Ayla Goulet says, I can't let this happen. Great block by her. Loving it. We're late in the first, and Miners are in desperation mode. Calumet, they brought too much heat sometimes right here. They go and give Negaunee a point. But when Copper Kings were on, they were on, folks. It's going to be another hit right here by the Copper Kings. Got them the point. It was a hard-fought match, but Negaunee, they couldn't handle as Calumet swept the night 3-0. And now in Model Towner Country, Gwen was playing host to the Manistique Emeralds. In the first, Emeralds with the serve. Gwen was quick to respond on this one, but Manistique, they did the same thing. Seems like a little miscommunication, got Emeralds the point. Moving on now, Gwen is down by 11. Not one of their best starts to this game. Trisha Dukes is setting herself up right in the corner for a shot that Gwen, they just couldn't handle. Almost hit her cameraman right there. It goes to Emerald's point. This sequence next, well, it was a tad bit slower than others, but the reason why, it worked in Gwen's favor. Now, Jordana Hardy, she's really good when she gets the shot set up, and she's going to do that just right down. Bang. Eventually, it got over the net, and it got Gwen on the board. Now, more points later, it's going to be match point eventually for Manistique after this good shot by Gwen. And Manistique, they were trying to end this one so they could move to the next set. But Gwen, they hopped hard, and they came back with 18 points in this one, 24-18. But Emeralds, they shot that block, and Gwen, they just couldn't handle this one. They won that set 25-18, and they swept the night 3-0. Now on to Westwood as the Pats, they hosted the Hancock Bulldogs. Late in the third set, Hancock with the serve proved to be way too much for Westwood Bulldogs' point. That one, well, this one wasn't though. Pats were fighting hard to stay in it as they lost 2 games already, trying to somehow stay alive. And they're going to do that right here as Hancock, they hit that ball out, and Westwood, they get a point. Later now, Bulldogs with the serve. And I believe this was one of the reasons that Bulldog got so many points. It was the serves. But that block right there was not one of them. Later on, you can see Westwood, they were unable to manage all of the serves right now, so they got another point for Hancock. Later, Westwood, I'm liking the fight and the resilience I'm seeing in this sequence. They're not giving up, but it's hard as this was match point for Hancock. Later on, she came with that fire. I'm telling you, Isabella Herbert, she was not playing, folks. She was a big factor in Hancock's point and in their win as they swept the night. 3-0, Hancock wins. And in other volleyball scores around the UP, Lawrence Purple Hornets, they swept the Jets tonight 3-0, while Bark River Harris, they got the sweep against Nordics 3-0 with scores of 25-16, 29-27, and 26-24.